Good morning, folks. This is Mr. Old Southern Grits with some politics here for you. I'm on Breitbart. I used to really enjoy this site back in the day in 2015 when our former president was running. I do agree with this that Trump has pardoned Steve Bannon. I think that's a good, but why the hell, as they say, why is he not going to pardon Julian Assange? That to me that's a little upsetting. You know, Hollywood celebrities. I tell you one thing, folks, I really don't like Hollywood celebrities. I can't really stand them. That's one of the reasons why I do not watch Hollywood movies. It's just one of those situations where you ask yourself, can this really happen? Is this really happening? And unfortunately it is. Don Sutton, let me tell you something. When I was a kid, Don Sutton was a baseball, announcer, if you will. I saw this guy in Marietta, Georgia, in the mall. I'll never forget. And my grandfather had a baseball signed by Don Sutton. This just popped out of nowhere. He passed away at 75. God bless him. That's actually very sad to me, to be honest with you, because I just saw him years ago when I was probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old, walking around the mall with my mother. And then I saw Don Sutton, and I yelled out in the crowd, "Don Sutton!" And he turned around, he waved. I don't even know how the hell I recognized him, to be honest. I guess back then I was really into baseball. Anyway, he passed away at 75. Maybe he was a good man. I don't really know much about him. Don Sutton, a Hall of Fame pitcher who was a stalwart of the Los Angeles Dodgers, rotation spanning an era from Sandy, I have no idea how to pronounce that word right there, Koufax? Let's just say Koufax, to Fernando Valenzuela. That seems about right. Died Tuesday. He was 75 years old. God bless him. God rest his soul. The Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, said Sutton died at his home in Rancho Mirage, California, after a long struggle with cancer. The Atlanta Braves. See, there you go, folks. That's the giveaway right there. Atlanta Braves. And I was in Marietta, Georgia, at the Town Center Mall. I'll never forget. The Atlanta Braves, for whom Sutton was a long-time broadcaster, said he died in his sleep. I tell you one thing, I wish I could go with my sleep. That's a good way to go. So he had a good, to be honest with you, folks, you either want to pass away in your sleep or you want to die doing something courageous. It's one or the other. The full-time All-Star Sutton had a career record of .324, .256, and an ERA of 3.26 while pitching for the Dodgers, Houston Astros, Milwaukee Brewers, Oakland Athletics, California Angels, and the Dodgers again in 1988, his final season. Anyway, like I said, he was an announcer for the Atlanta Braves. I believe that's what it was. The durable Sutton never missed a turn in the rotation of 756 big league starts. Only Cy Young and Nolan Ryan, who made more starts than Sutton, who never landed on the injured list in his 23-year career. How about that? A master of changing speeds and pitch location, Sutton recorded just one 20-win season but earned 10 or more wins in every year except 1983 and 1988. Of his victories, 58 were shutouts, 5 were one-hitters, and 10 were two-hitters. The right-hander is 7th on the career strikeout list with 3,574. Sutton ranks 3rd all-time in games and started 7th in innings pitched, 5,282 and 1/3. I believe that's what I'm saying is correct. Hopefully this is correct what I'm saying. Forgive me now. I'm just an old Southern man with Southern grits right now eating. Actually, that's not true. I'm not eating grits right now. I'm having toast with coffee. I do a little sourdough toast with, toasted of course, with peanut butter, honey, and cinnamon, and black coffee. I tell you one thing, if there is a heaven, which I do believe there is, 1, my family's up there waiting for me, and 2, the good Lord above, Jesus Christ, has a plate of sourdough toast with coffee waiting for me. That's all I ask for. Gosh darn it. All right, now where was I here? He worked at least 200 innings in 20 of his first 21 seasons, with only the strike-shortened 1981 season interrupting his streak. Here it is. He worked as hard as anyone I've ever known, and he treated those he encountered with great respect, and he took me to work a lot. His son Darren wrote on Twitter. Fuck Twitter, by the way. Excuse my language. Mr. Old Southern Grits really doesn't curse much, but if you guys are on Twitter right now, please get off it. Get off it. Get on YouTube. I mean, to be honest with you, YouTube is not exactly ideal either. We need some sort of decentralized platform. That's where crypto comes in. But F Twitter, wholeheartedly. For all these things, I'm very grateful. Let me tell you something right here. He worked as hard as anyone. Okay. Can this mouse work, please? And treated those he encountered with great respect. That is what I experienced at a young man's age. Donald Howard Sutton was born April 2nd, 1945, in Clio, Alabama. Oh, I didn't know he was a Southern boy. Okay, that's good to know. The son of sharecroppers, whatever the hell that is. A family moved to northern Florida, where northern Florida, I tell you one thing, that's where I am right now, in Florida. Not necessarily northern, but somewhat central Florida, where Sutton was a three-sport star in high school who showed an affinity for baseball as a youngster. He played the sport in junior college before the Dodgers signed him as a free agent in September 1964, months before the first MLB draft. After going 23-7 during one season in the minors, Sutton won a spot on the Dodgers rotation in 1966. Can you believe that, folks? He made his big league debut for the defending World Series champions in April 14th, 1966, and earned his first victory 4 days later. Sutton immediately found himself in a rotation with Koufax, Don Drysdale, Cloud Osteen as the fourth starter. Sutton recorded 209 strikeouts that season, the highest total for a rookie since 1911. Holy cow. He helped the Dodgers win National League pennants in 1974, 77, 78. Today, we lost a great ball player, a great broadcaster, and most importantly, a great person. Dodgers president Stan Kasten said, "I was privileged to have worked with Don in both Atlanta and Washington, and will always cherish our time spent together." Sutton left the Dodgers as free agent in 1980 and signed with Houston. A trade in 1982 sent Sutton to the Brewers, where he pitched Milwaukee to its first American League pennant. He worked for his sixth postseason team in 1986. That was the year my dear brother was born. God rest his soul. With the AL West champion Angels, and then returned to the Dodgers in 1988, retiring before the end of the season that saw them win the World Series. Sutton was 4-1 with a 2.02 ERA in 7 National League Championship game series, and was 2-3 in 8 World Series games. In 1974 postseason for the Dodgers, he was 3-0 with a 1.50 ERA and 25 strikeouts in 4 games. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1998. That might have been even the year when I saw that guy, if you can believe it. The Dodgers retired his number 20 the same year. And 2021 is just taking freaking legends, man. Alex Wood, former Dodgers and Braves pitcher, wrote on Twitter, "Getting to be around Don every day my first few years with the Braves was something I will cherish forever. He genuinely cared about everyone he talked to and was a wealth of knowledge. Prayers up for his family." During his long career in Southern California, Sutton also took a stab at show business, appearing on the iconic game show Match Game. Sutton carved out a new career as a broadcaster after his playing days ended, spent most almost entirely with the Atlanta Braves. He joined the Braves in 1989 when they were one of baseball's worst teams but had developed a national following through the TBS Superstation and its trio of broadcasters Skip Carey, Pete Van Wieren, and Ernie Johnson. Ernie Johnson Sr., I think I know Ernie Johnson Jr., he's on ESPN. Sutton was part of the soundtrack for Atlanta's worst to first season in 1991. I tell you what, folks, that's the moment I got into baseball. I don't really watch baseball anymore. In fact, I don't watch TV anymore, but I really did love baseball back then. Its dominating run of 14 straight division titles and the 1995 World Series championship. He called Braves games on television and radio for 28 of 30 seasons, interrupted only by his move to Washington Nationals in 2007. He returned to the Braves in 2009 and continued to broadcast games through the 2018 NL Division Series, when Atlanta lost to his longtime team, the Dodgers. Shortly before the start of the following season, Sutton broke his left leg. He struggled with his recovery and never returned to the booth. The Braves said they were deeply saddened by the passing of a dear friend. A generation of Braves fans came to know his voice, and the team said in a statement, Don brought an unmatched knowledge of the game and his sharp wit to his calls. But despite all his success, Don never lost his generous spirit or humble personality. Sutton's passing comes on the heels of 7 Hall of Famers dying in 2020, the most sitting members of Cooperstown to pass away in a calendar year. They were Lou Brock, Whitney Ford, Bob Gibson, Al Kaline, Joe Morgan, Phil Nakaria, and Tom Seaver. Sutton pitched for Dodgers Hall of Fame manager Tommy Lasordaire, who died on January 7th. Enough. Hashtag Don Sutton, such a classy man. Reds Hall of Fame catcher Johnny Bench wrote on Twitter, great career, not only in baseball but broadcasting as well. I am so sad. We all are from time to time. Besides, his son Sutton is survived by his wife Mary and daughters Stacy and Jacquia. Folks, this is Mr. Old Southern Grit signing out. We lost a good man this year, Don Sutton. May he rest in peace. Thank you, Don. How do you X out of this thing? Thank you.